Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to make this simple but very good looking pendant. I've made quite a few pendants in my jewelry making history, but what I like about this particular pendant is that it looks good from all the sides. Even from the back, it looks really nice, and if you've got a double-sided rivoli, you can have a reversible pendant. If you're interested, keep watching and we will talk about the materials you need for this project. For this project, you will need Swarovski round stone 27 millimeters. You will need Miyuki delicas size 11.0. You will need Miyuki seed beads in size 8.0, 11.0 and 15.0. You will also need Swarovski bicones in size 3 millimeters and 4 millimeters. I'm using my beading thread Fireline size 0.15 millimeters in smoke color, and you will need a beading needle size 10 or 12. Prepare a thread of comfortable length, but be aware that this project needs a lot of thread. Place your stop bead, leaving a tail of 10 centimeters or 4 inches. We will start this project with a period stitch, and for that we will need to thread 68 delicas. I already got them ready on my thread, and the next step is to make a loop. So we're going to go through the first delicas, just like that. Okay. And now we're going to go one more round around these delicas just to reinforce it. And I will see you once you passed your tail one more time. Now we will start our period stitch by picking up one delica. We're coming out of this delica, we're skipping the next delica and entering the second delica, just like that. The second delica, from the delica our thread is coming from. Just pull your thread and you should get something like this. 2 delicas together and 1 in the middle. Pick up 1 more delica. We're coming out of this delica which is in the middle of these 2. We're skipping the next delica and entering the second delica. Okay, pull your thread. And this is the pattern. You should have 2 delicas together, 1 delica in the middle, 2 delica together and 1 delica in the middle. And you will do it till you get to the end of this row, and I will show you how to do a step up. See you soon. Welcome back, guys. I've got 1 delica on my needle and I'm at the end of my row, and you will see that the last delica of that row is just between these 2 delicas which is together next to each other. And what we're doing in terms of step up, we are entering our last delica of the first row and straight into the top delica out of those 2 which is together, just like that. That's how we make a step up. Pull your thread. Okay, so you get, it should look like this. The basics of the stitch is that you skip every other delica, and now we are coming out of the delica and you see the gap between the delicas now. That's what we're gonna fill with our delicas. Pick up 1 delica, and to fill this gap we're going to enter the next delica, just like that. Okay, pick up 1 more delica and into the next delica to fill this gap between them. And that's what you need to do till you get to the end of this row, and I will show you what to do next. Okay guys, I'm just about to add my last delica to fill this gap between last two, and I'm going to do a step up by going into the delica, which is to fill this gap, and then to the delica next to it, which is a bit higher, just through these two. Okay, that's how we do step up. Pull your thread. And for now, we finished with delicas, and now we're going to add 3 rows of 50 rows. And this is going to be the back of our rivoli. So if you're familiar with period stitch and you don't want to wait for me, then just add 3 rows of 50 rows, and at the front we're going to add 1 row of 50 rows, and then meet me there. For those who want to work with me, then just prepare your 50 rows, just like me. Pick up 1 50 row, and you see these gaps between delicas. We are going to fill these gaps with our 50 rows. So I'm coming out of this delica, there is a gap, I'm going to fill it, and I'm entering the next delica of that row. Okay, just like that. Pull your thread. Okay, now I'm coming out of this delica, there is a gap, and I'm going to fill it with another 50 row. So always work with just top delicas to fill the gaps. Okay, just like that. I will add 1 more 50 row with you. Coming out of this delica, and I want to fill this gap between top delicas of that row. Okay, pull your thread, and that's what you need to do till the end of this row, and I will show you what to do next. It's going to be a step up, so you can attempt it on your own or wait for me. See you soon. Enjoy. I'm at the end of my row. I've got 1 50 row on my needle, and I'm filling this gap between last delicas, between last 2 delicas. So I'm entering the last delica and going straight into the first 50 row, just like that. That's our step up. Pull your thread. Now we are going to fill the gaps between 50 rows with our 50 rows. Pick up 1 50 row and into the next 50 row, just like that. Pull your thread. 1 more with you. Pick up 1 50 row and into the next 50 row, just like that. Pull your thread. One thing to mention at this point, that when we add second row of 50 rows, it's very important to pull your thread tight. That's because we're trying to close our bag so that it holds the rivoli. So make sure that you're pulling your thread enough. Okay, and I will see you at the end. If you know how to do step up, then do it yourself and add the 3rd row of 50 rows. You're going to fill those gaps between 50 rows, and in total you will have 3 rows of 50 rows. During the 3rd row, pull your thread tight. Okay, and I will see you there. Enjoy. I'm about to add my last 50 row in the 2nd row of 50 rows. So I'm filling this gap just on top of delica and entering the last 50 row of that row and straight into the next 50 now, which is on top of it. Okay, just like that. That's how we make a step up. Pull your thread, and now we've got to add last row of 50 no's. So pick up 150 no and fill in those gaps again. Pull your thread tight, and I will see you at the end. Okay guys, I'm about to add last 50 now, so it's to fill this gap, and we're doing a step up as well, but we're not going to do any more rows of 50 no's, right? So you should have something like this. Now we will try to place our rivoli, and we've done the back, so this is going to hold the back. So place your rivoli face up, just like that. Okay, just like that. Yeah. So mine is just perfect, fits in very well. And ideally you want to go one more round your third row of 50 no's and pull your thread tight, so that you know it's all nice and tight and holding your rivoli very well. Okay, and I will see you after that. Okay guys, I reinforced my row at the back. Now it's really tight and I like it. So now we need to make sure that we are coming out of the first row of delicas. You see those gaps in the first row? We need to fill them with 50 no's. So navigate your needle coming out of this 50 no. I'm going to go through the next 2 50 no's, and if you can, go through the next 2 delicas just like that, diagonally. Okay, pull your thread just like that. Now coming out of this delica and going through the next 2 delicas diagonally, and just like that. So you see where I'm coming out, these 2 top delicas, and they've got gaps between them. So we need to come out of one of those delicas at the top. Now pick up 150 now and fill that gap by going into the next delica. Okay, pull your thread and push that 50 no down. Okay, so that it's close to your rivoli, just like that. Pick up 50 no and into the next delica to fill that gap. Okay, 150 now and into the next delica. So now we're going to close a little bit the front of our rivoli, but we don't want to close it a lot because we still want to show the beauty of the stone. So we're just going to add 1 row of 50 no's, and then I will show you what to do next. I will see you at the end of this row. Okay guys, I'm back and I've got last 50 no to put between these 2 delicas, and we enter in the last delica, and we're also doing a step up by going into the next 50 now. Okay, so just try to go through the 2 seed beads, 1 delica and 1 50 now at the same time. Pull your thread, and this is what you should get. So now we're just going to do a little bit of decoration of our front side, of our rivoli. So I will show you how to do it, and you will pick up the pattern very quickly. I'm coming out of 50 now. pick up one 50 and go into the next 50. So feel that gap between two 50. Okay. So now we've done this, and you see there is a set of 3 50. We now going to go into the delica, which is underneath. Now into the next 50 and pick up one 50 and feel that gap between the two 50. So the pattern is that we are filling the gaps between every other gap. Okay, so you see there is a gap here, it's gonna be unfilled, and then the next gap between 50 each is filled, then the next gap is going to be unfilled, and you will fill the next one. And so we are doing a little bit of decoration of our front side of the rivoli. One more with you. So I'm coming out of my 50 now. I'm going down into the delica, which is exactly between those two delicas. We're not going to fill the gap between. Okay, into the delica. Now into the 50 now. Just like that. And pick up one 50 now and fill the gap. Pull your thread. Okay, so that's how it should look. Okay, and I will see you at the end of this row. Enjoy. I've got my last 50 now on my needle, and I'm filling this last gap. Now a decoration row. Okay, so it looks like that, very pretty. At this point, we want to go around one more time and pull our thread tight to reinforce it. I would also recommend you, after that, I would recommend you to get rid of your tail. And the way I do it, I normally navigate my tail to the back of my rivoli and then make some knots and then get rid of my tail. And after I reinforce my front row, I will be pretty much run out of my thread, and I will show you how to add a new thread into this work. Okay, enjoy it, and I will see you after that. Okay guys, congratulations, you finished first part of this project. We bezeled our rivoli, and it looks really nice and tight, and I'm very pleased with it. I hope you too. So the second part of our project is actually now to decorate this bezel and make a pendant. So I'm going to add a new thread. If you're still working with your old thread, it's absolutely fine. What we're going to talk about now, that when you look at the front row, you will see 3 50 at the front. Okay, just like this 3 50, and you've got a middle one, a middle 50, and if you look at it, and then there is a 50 a delica underneath it, right? The first delica, and then the second delica is in the same row, like that middle 50. Okay, so what we need to make sure that our thread is coming out of this second delica, which is on the same row at this middle 50 of the front row. Okay, because I'm starting a new thread, I will just start it from here, from the back, and we'll just advance my needle into the position where I need to be. Okay. Look. Pull your thread. I'm gonna leave a tail of 10 centimeters, which is fine. Okay, so again, 3 50-0s in the front row, and we're just looking at the middle one, and underneath it it's one delica and then second delica. So we need to come out of the second delica so that they are on the same row as this middle 50-0. Now pick up one delica. You're coming out of this delica and you are going into the next delica, which is on the same row. Okay, so I'm coming out of this delica and then entering this delica. Okay, oops, just like that. Pull your thread, and this delica is going to stick out, just like that. Let's repeat this step. I'm picking up one delica and entering the next delica. Pick up one delica and enter the next delica. And I will see you at the end of the row and I will show you what to do next. I'm about to add my last delica and I'm entering delica, and we're doing a step up, going into the last delica and into the first delica which is sticking out, which we added. If you cannot do it straight away, just do it like me, one at a time. So I'm just added my last delica and I'm entering the first delica which is sticking out, which we added. Now we are going to add 11 rows between these delica. So I've just picked up one 11 row, coming out of delica, entering the next delica which is sticking out. Pull your thread, pick up 11 row and into the next delica. Okay, I will see you at the end of this row. You just need to add one 11 row between two delicas. Okay guys, I'm about to add last 11 row to fill the last gap between delicas, and I'm entering delica and going up into the first 11 row we added. Pull your thread. Okay, so we're coming out of our 11 row, and this time the pattern to fill these gaps is going to be the following. So it's 1 11 row, coming out of 11 row, I've got my 1 11 row on my needle and entering the next 11 row, 1 11 row, and the next gap we will fill with 1 8 row. Pick up 1 8 row and into the next 11 row. Pull your thread. Now 1 11 row and into the next 11 row, 1 8 row to fill the next gap. Just like that. Pull your thread. Again 1 11 row and we fill in the next gap. Pull your thread and 1 8 row. Carry on like that till the end of the row, and I will show you what to do next. I'm back. I am going to add last 11 row and last 8 row with you. So I'm just picking up 1 11 row into 11 row and 1 8 row and into the 11 row. Okay, So it should look like this. Now we are coming out of 11-0. Advance your needle so that you're coming out of any 8-0. Okay, so I'm just going to go around, just like that. Pull your thread and into an 8-0. Okay. Coming out of an 8-0, and at this point we need to pick up 2 50-0s, 1 3mm bicone, and 2 50-0s. Okay, 2 50-0s, 1 3mm bicone, 2 50-0s, coming out of an 8-0 and entering the next 8-0. Okay, just like that. The same sequence, 2 50-0s, 1 3mm bicone and 2 50-0s, and entering the next 8-0. Now you need to go around and repeat the same pattern, and I will see you at the end of this row. Okay, my last set of 2 50-0s, 1 3mm bicone, 2 50-0s, and I'm entering an 8-0, and advance your needle through the next 2 50-0s and bicone so that you are coming out of a 3mm bicone. Okay, just like that. So you should have something like this, and you're coming out of a bicone. Now pick up 3 50-0s, 3 50-0s, just like that, and enter the next bicone. Okay, pull your thread and push it forward. Okay, like just like that. Now pick up 3 50-0s and into the next bicone, and we're going to add 3 50-0s between bicones, just like that. Three 50-0 and into the next bicone. Okay, and push them forward, and I will see you at the end of this row. I've got my last 3 50-0s, and I'm entering the bicone. Pull your thread. Now you need to go around it 1 or 2 times to reinforce it and to make it more stiff. And when you've done it, make sure that you are coming out of a bicone. Okay, I will see you there. Okay guys, I reinforced it twice actually, and I like how it looks. I think this is very stiff for me. I also like the colors. It looks absolutely beautiful, very Christmassy. I'm sure we can make a good Christmas ornament out of it as well. Okay, I'm coming out of my bicone, and then you need to go up. You need to go into those 2 50-0s which you added before. Do you remember we were adding 2 50-0s, 1 bicone and 2 50-0s? So we are going into 2 50-0s and into the 8-0 after that. Okay, let me just... Okay. Right, just like that. And now I'm coming out of an 8-0, and now we will work with our 11-0s. Pick up 1 11-0 and add it between your 8-0 and the next 11 rows sticking out. So basically, if you look at your pendant, you will see that you've got 2 8 rows and there is an 11 row between them. So we are going to add 11 rows between 8 row and 11 row. Okay, in the middle, just like that. Pull your thread and now pick up another 11 row and we are going to add it between our 11 row and 8 row, just like that. Okay, let's repeat it. 1 11 row and we're adding it between 8 row and an 11 row. Pull your thread, pick up 1 11 row and between 11 row and the next 8 row, and I will see you at the end of this row. I'm adding my last 11 row between 11 row and the 8 row, and if you can, go through the 8 row and the next 11 row at the same time, just like that. Okay, and we finished with this row. So now if we look at our pendant, we will notice that we've got a group of 3 seed beads, an 8 row in the middle and 2 11 rows on each side. So this is one group, this is second group, this is third group, and what we are going to do now, we are going to add 1 8 row between those groups to fill the gap between those groups. So I'm coming out of my 11 row and I'm entering the next group of 1 11 row, 1 8 row and 1 11 row. And if you can, go through the 3 of them straight away, just like that. And you should get something looking like this. So an 8 row between 2 groups of 3, and each group consists of 1 8 row in the middle and 2 11 rows on each side. Okay, pick up 1 8 row and into the next group of 3. Pull your thread. Okay, and I will see you at the end of this row. You just need to add 8 rows between the groups of 3. Okay guys, I am adding my last 8 row and going through the next group of 3, and make sure that you're coming out of an 8 row of the new row, the one which is sticking out. Okay, this one for example. Now we're going to add 1 15 row, 1 4mm bicone and 1 15 row, just like that, between these 8 rows which are sticking out. Okay, so I'm coming out of this 8 row and entering the next 8 row we just added in the previous row. Okay, 1 15 row, 1 4mm bicone and 1 15 row, and into the next 8 row, just like that. And you carry on doing this and I will see you at the end of this row. I'm adding my last 15 row 4mm bicone and 15 row and entering the 8 row. One of the tips I would give you when you work with bicones is that it's always worth to go around one more time and reinforce it. And to me, I do like to do it because I think that bicones got very sharp edges, and reinforcing your work, going 1 more, 2 more rounds it will help you to, to protect your work. So once you've done one more round or two more rounds around this last row we added of 4mm bicones, I will see you there. We reinforced our last row and I'm coming out of a bicone. Now make sure that you're going down 1/15 and an 8/0, the one which is between two bicones, just in the middle. Pull your thread. So now I'm coming out of an 8/0, which is between two 4mm bicones, and we're going down again. We're going down 1/11 and 1/8, just like that. Okay, pull your thread. You're coming out of an 8/0, which is exactly under your 4mm bicone. Okay, there is an 8/0 under your 4mm bicone, and I'm coming out of that 8/0. Now pick up 5/15, 3, 4, 5, 5/15, and enter the next 8/0, which is under a 4mm bicone. Okay, we're just going to fill some gaps there and make this pendant more stiff. Okay, so that it holds its shape. Pick up 5/15 and into the next 8/0, which is below the 4mm bicone. Okay, just like that. Pull your thread. And repeat this step till you get to the end of this row, and I will meet you there. I've got my last 5/15, and I am entering the 8/0. Okay, pull your thread. Now I'm coming out of an 8/0, and you need to go up through the next 11/0, and if you can, through the next 8/0. Okay, just like that. I'm coming out of this 8/0, which is between two 4mm bicones. Pick up 1/11, one 3mm bicone, 1/11, just like that, and enter the next 8/0, which is between two 4mm bicones. Pull your thread. Okay, now pick up 1/11, one 3mm bicone, 1/11, coming out of an 8/0 and entering the next 8/0 between two 4mm bicones. Okay, and we will repeat this step till we get to the end of our row. Okay, I will see you there. I'm about to add my last 11/0 3mm bicone and 11/0, and I'm entering this 8/0. And again, because we just added bicones, I would recommend you to go around one more time and reinforce this row. Okay, and I will see you there once you've done it. Okay guys, I reinforced it. Now I'm coming out of the last 11/0 out of those three we added, and I'm going into the 8/0 between the two bicones, and if you can, go through the 50-0 and a bicone. So your goal is to come out of 4 millimeters bicone. Okay, I'm coming out of a 4 millimeters bicone, which is on the outside. And now we're just going to add a loop for our pendant. Pick up one 50-0, one 3 millimeter bicone, one 50-0, one 4 millimeter bicone, just like that, one 50-0, one 3 millimeter bicone, and one 50-0. So this is the sequence: 1 50-0, 3 millimeter, 50-0, 4 millimeter, 50-0, 3 millimeter, and 50-0. And we're coming out of a 4 millimeters bicone and entering the same bicone from the other side. Okay, from the other side, just like that. Pull your thread. And now we need to reinforce this loop by going around it 2 times. Okay, and I will see you there. Okay guys, I reinforced my loop and I also got rid of my thread, and look at this beautiful pendant. Isn't it gorgeous? And it looks really pretty from the back as well. So I would use this 4 millimeter bicone to attach it to a memory wire or to your chain or to any other beading wire. And if you do so, please let me know and show me your pictures on Facebook. Tag me on Facebook and Instagram. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Also, leave your comments below the video if you have any additional questions. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next project. Bye!